Welcome back to the Student at the Game podcast. All right, so we are in week 8, and it's time to do our NFL Sunday pick'ems. All right, now if you followed the podcast and if you checked the podcast out on Thursday, you saw that. Hey, guess what? We was dead right about those Green Bay Packers defeating the Arizona Cardinals. So shout outs to everybody who pick the Green Bay Packers like I did. Shout outs to everybody who didn't pick the Packers, all right? You still have a chance to win your NFL pick'ems, all right? So let's get right into it. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the New York Jets, the Jets of New York. Even though this game is going to be in East Rutherford, New Jersey in MetLife Stadium, I'm rolling with the Cincinnati Bengals. I do think the game is going to be a little bit close, especially after the Cincinnati Bengals came off a straight up straight up blowing out the Baltimore Ravens, which was a huge game for them. So I'm going to expect them to come back down to earth a little bit. And I think the Jets are going to be able to present, what's the word I'm looking for? More of a challenge for the Bengals, all right? So it's probably going to be a close game, probably like a 20-16, 20-14 type game. But I think the Bengals should win this game here, all right? Next matchup, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. Hey man, the Colts been looking pretty decent the past couple weeks. They're 3-4. They won past 3 out of their last 4 games. They're rolling against the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans. This game here is going to be in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Here's the thing, all right. Derrick Henry. Can the Colts stop Derrick Henry? I think the Colts, they have a pretty solid defense, okay? They have a pretty solid defense. This is a divisional rival. This is a division opponent, so anything can go when you have these kind of games, people. But I am going to roll with the Tennessee Titans, all right? I'm rolling with Tennessee on this one all the way, all right? Next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Houston Texans. Rams are going to kick the living crap out of my Houston Texans. They're playing in NRG Stadium, so that means the Texans will probably get at least a couple field goals, but the Rams are going to annihilate them. Matthew Stafford, he's from the Texas area. I think he's kind of more close to Houston, I want to say Matthew Stafford grew up in like China or Acadia or something like that. But so this is going to be kind of a homecoming for him, and I think he's going to just tear it up, all right? And, the Texans, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about the Texans because that'll take up the entire episode of the Pick'ems, right? But the Los Angeles Rams is going to win this game, people, very easily. Very easily. The next matchup, we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, all right? The Steelers sitting at 3-3, the Browns sitting at 4-3. Steelers coming fresh off of a bye week and off of beating my Seahawks 2 weeks ago on Sunday Night Football. The Cleveland Browns, hey, right now, they're 4-3. They're coming off, who did they play? They beat the Broncos, on Thursday Night Football last time we saw them, led by Case Keenum, okay? I'm going to roll with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one because Mike Tomlin, he's a real good coach, and real good coaches, they always do very, very well coming off of a bye week, no matter who they're playing. So I'm rolling with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one, people. Let's see. Who's our next matchup? We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Detroit Lions. Man, it's real hard to lose 8 games in a row, people, especially with Dan Campbell as your coach. I mean, he's supposed to be like this motivator type dude. He says we'll bite you at the knees and stuff, whatever the hell that means. If it's not translating into victories, then no need to be biting people in the knees. That's what I say. But this game here is going to be in Detroit. I think it's going to be a close game, but I do believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to pull this off because I do believe in Jalen Ramsey, all right? Next matchup, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Chicago Bears. This is a big game for both teams, right? Because the 49ers, they're 2-4. The Bears, they're 3-4. If you're the Bears, listen, number one, you're not going to win that division, but you want to be able to stay afloat so that way, even though you're playing 17 games this year, you'll have a shot at a wild card spot, okay? So I'm going to roll with the Chicago Bears, man. I'm going to roll with the Bears. So far, George Kittle is not healthy. I think Khalil Mack and that defense, they're going to go down there and guess what? They're going to do their thing, people. I think Khalil Mack going to get a strip fumble, and he's going to lead it, and it's going to lead to a touchdown. I'm predicting that. It's very rare that I predict those. So whenever I do, Trust me when I do predict it. All right. But anyways, I'm rolling with the Chicago Bears on this one, people. But it's going to be a very close game. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds, versus the Carolina Panthers. Right now, I'm very upset with all things Atlanta right now because as a Houston Astros fan, right now the Atlanta Braves are up 2 games to 1 on my Astros. I don't appreciate that. All right. But anyways, let's see. This game here is going to be in Atlanta. I'm rolling with Matt Ryan. I mean, surprisingly, the Atlanta Falcons are 3-3, people. They're 3-3. And you remember everything was all good just a month ago for the Carolina Panthers. That's because Christian McCaffrey is hurt. Okay, so I'm gonna roll with the Atlanta Falcons this year. Excuse me, with this matchup. It's a division rival. So this game is gonna be pretty close. Next matchup, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. Man, something's got to give for the Dolphins, right? Buffalo Bills 4-2, Miami Dolphins 1-6. The last time these two teams played, the Bills beat them like 35-0 or something like that. I mean, this is a division opponent. Man, like, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say on this one. I mean, I don't know what to say about the Dolphins. I do think the Dolphins, they're going to come out and they're going to play with more intensity and stuff, with a more sense of urgency. And I think it's going to end up being a pretty close game, but I think the Bills are going to win this game. They're coming off of a bye week. This is a real good team. Normally, real good teams, they tend to win their games when they're coming off bye weeks, especially against a team that's 1-6 like the Dolphins. But if you're Buffalo, you definitely don't want to take them lightly. You know what? Do you know why? Because they are a division rival. That's why. And you can lose any given Sunday. You got to crawl for that inch. That's what Al Pacino, any given Sunday, right? But I'm going to roll with the Buffalo Bills on this one over the Dolphins. Next matchup, we got the New England Patriots sitting at 3-4 versus the Los Angeles Chargers sitting at 4-2. Man, it's been a while since we heard from the Chargers. Last time we saw Justin Herbert, he did not look too good. I believe it was against the Ravens. 18.6 quarterback rating. Like, his quarterback rating was barely underage. His quarterback rating wasn't even old enough to even drink. All right. So I'm rolling with the New England Patriots on this one because I do believe in Bill Belichick's defense. And I do believe that Mac Jones, I was down on Mac Jones at the beginning of the season because I'm like, what's all the hype for? All right. But I think this guy here, he is legit. I love the way he places the ball. Like when the receiver catches the ball, it's within the flow of the offense. It's within the flow of the route. I love that. Okay. Receivers, running backs, tight ends, they all love it when the quarterback throws the ball to them and they don't have to stop, then run. You know, they can run and they can catch the ball and they in the flow, they in the motion, the running motion. So I'm going to roll with the New England Patriots on this one, man, because I think Bill Belichick's defense is going to just put some work in on Justin Herbert. All right. Next matchup, we got my Seattle Seahawks versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in Seattle, man. I'm rolling with the Seahawks, but guess what, man? Anything goes. Anything goes, man. I mean, Geno Smith is going Geno Smith. It's not looking good for Geno, man. It's not looking good. And he's going up against the Jaguars. The Jaguars, they do have former Seahawks Shaquille Griffin over there at cornerback, so we look forward to seeing him. And the thing about it is, I wouldn't be surprised if he got a pick six. I would not be surprised, especially with Geno Smith at quarterback. This is going to be a tough game for the Seahawks. But you know what, man? You know what? I'm not picking the Seahawks on this one. Seriously, I'm going with the upset special with Jacksonville. I mean, we're losing to everybody else at home, so we might as well lose to Jacksonville at home too, right? You know, if you're going to hit bottom, hit rock bottom. So that way, guess what? You can deal with the conflict and the confrontation or whatever it is you're dealing with, and guess what? The sky's the limit after that. So I think the Seahawks, they're going to lose against the Jaguars in a close game, all right? I hate saying that too. Next matchup, we have the Washington football team versus the Denver Broncos. Washington football team, I believe the last time we saw them play, they lost against the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe. They're going against the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos been off since 10 days ago when they lost against the, I'm going to say Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns, okay? I'm going to roll with the Denver Broncos. At 10 days of rest, I think they're ready to play. I think they're going to do some damage. So I'm rolling with the Denver Broncos, and the game is in Mile High. All right. Home field advantage. Next matchup, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. Now, this is going to be a very, 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 very good game, people. You got the Saints sitting at 4-2, the Buccaneers sitting at 6-1. Jameis Winston, he's been playing real good. He's been playing real good. And if you're Jameis Winston, hey, this is your chance to be able to get, to get your old team back. And I think Jameis Winston is going to do some serious damage in this game. And I got the New Orleans Saints with the upset over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's who I have winning this ball game. The Saints do get Mark Ingram back from the Houston Texans. They the Saints, gave the Houston Texans a couple bag of peanuts and popcorn, and now Mark Ingram is now a New Orleans Saint again. Brandon Cooks, he doesn't like that move. Who Brandon Cooks is a Texan, but he probably wishes he can get back to New Orleans. But I got the New Orleans Saints winning this game, upset special, people. Next matchup, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. So in this game here, I heard Dak is possibly not playing. He's dealing with some serious injuries. I'm going to roll with the Minnesota Vikings on this one, people. I don't think Dak Prescott is going to be playing. And I think even if he does, I don't think he's going to be himself. All right, so quarterback is a big, big deal for me within these pick'ems, and it's a big, big deal for the Dallas Cowboys. I do believe that the Cowboys do have a real good defense. I think they're going to hold it down a little bit. It's not like they're going to get blown out. But I think Kirk Cousins, hey, man, he's very, very familiar playing against the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're going to go out there and do their thing. So here's the thing about Kirk Cousins. Whenever he's the underdog, he plays his best. Whenever he's the underdog. So I got the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to say Minnesota Timberwolves. Got the Minnesota Vikings winning this matchup. In our Monday Night Football game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Giants of New York. This game is going to be in Kansas City. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Bop, bop. Whoa, I just knocked my camera over. But guess what? We still live and direct, and we doing this. So guess what? Monday night game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Giants. This is a no-brainer, right? The game is going to be in Kansas City Monday night. That Kansas City crowd is going to be lit. Let me see. Saquon Barkley, I don't think is playing. Is Daniel Jones playing? Let's see. Playing one of these. Yeah, Daniel Jones is going to be playing in this game. Now, the thing about it is Kansas City defense is terrible. But I don't think Saquon Barkley is not playing in this game, okay? But that still doesn't mean if you're Kansas City Chief defense that you just still underestimate this team, especially if you're on the defensive side of the ball when you're Kansas City. But I just think that will be just pretty low if the Kansas City Chiefs lost this game. I think Daniel Jones is capable of making the game pretty close, but I'm rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs on this one, people. I mean, Andy Reid, brilliant coach. I expect Patrick Mahomes to get his stuff together, eliminate all distractions and stuff like that. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to take care of business. So let's go ahead and do a full recap on our picks. Let's see. Let's scroll up here. All right, so we have the Bengals over the Jets. We have the Titans over the Colts. We have the Rams over the Texans, of course. Let's see. We have the Steelers over the Browns. Eagles over Lions. You know what? I'm going to change that one. I'm rolling with the Lions over the Eagles, people. Lions over Eagles. All right, next up we have the Bears over Niners. Falcons over Panthers. Bills over Dolphins. Patriots over Chargers. Jaguars over Seahawks. Broncos over Washington Football Team. Yeah, Saints over Bucks. I have to do some thinking on that one. Vikings over Cowboys. And the Chiefs over Giants. All right, so that's what we have for our Week 8 NFL picks. So I tell you what, share your thoughts down below in the comment section and let me know which teams do you think are going to win tomorrow and on Monday night. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning in. Student of the Game podcast. Peace out.